Hello again. This is Chris from Firefly, and this is the third in our video series of writing prompts for. I just got an email from one of our team members saying it's important not to call it a flu outbreak because this is very different than a flu. So I'm updating my language here and saying the COVID-19 pandemic series. It's a bit of a mouthful. But it's important to name things by their actual names, and that is what this is. And here's what we're here to do, is to listen to a poem, which I'm going to read you, and to use the format of that poem to write a piece of our own. I think you're going to understand what the assignment is once I start reading, so I'm just going to go right into it. This is by Joy Harjo, who's an amazing jazz musician and poet and memoir writer from the United States. She's an Indigenous woman. She's currently the Poet Laureate of the United States, first Indigenous woman to be named as a Poet Laureate in the United States, which is very exciting. If you love this poem, Google her. There's tons of other stuff out there, and it's all stunning. This is a poem called Remember. Remember the sky that you were born under. Note each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon, know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn, that this is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away to night. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life and her mother's and hers. Remember your father. He is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them. Listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember you are all people, and all people are you. Remember you are this universe, and this universe is you. Remember all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember language comes from this. Remember the dance language is. Remember the dance language is. That life is. Remember. Just to be clear about the original poem, I repeated that last line twice, not because she had repeated it in the poem, but because I didn't like how I said it the first time. So those last three lines are, remember language comes from this. Remember the dance language is. That life is. Remember. So we're going to write for 5 minutes. I want you to take whatever you're inspired by in this poem, but my recommendation is that repetition of remember. Drawing yourself into whatever you want to remember right now, or what you want the people around you to remember, what you want your reader to remember. Just trust the flow of it. Start with the word remember. Repeat it as often as you like. And I will be here writing with you and holding the timer, and I'll tell you when we have 1 minute left. Here we go. You've got one more minute. Okay. Finish your thought. All right. So that ends the third in our little series of prompts, but I would love to hear from you if you want more of them, or if you have other ideas of how our work here, how the Firefly world can be of service in your world and in the world right now. Everything that's good can be reinvented. So what's the reinvention that is being asked of us and of you and of this moment? I'm open to your ideas, so shoot them over. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you just keep writing and writing and writing. Okay, bye for now.